The medieval tournament began as a preparation for war, but it became a popular court pastime. There were three main types of combat: tourney, joust, and foot combat. The tourney developed from the earliest form of tournament, in which mock battles between cavalry, often supported by infantry, took place over large tracts of land. These were dangerous, not only to those taking part, but to the inhabitants of the area, and to the rulers who had to prevent mock war turning into real civil disturbance. Soon, therefore, rules were introduced, but the idea of a free-for-all fight, with large numbers on either side, remained. The tourney was a contest between two groups of mounted combatants, often using a variety of weapons. This is a club tourney, as fought at the court of Duke René of Anjou in the mid-15th century. Duke René, who had fought with Joan of Arc against the English, wrote a treatise which describes and illustrates the fighters' clubs and their special barred helmets, each with distinguishing crest. The marshal would keep careful watch for anyone in danger of serious injury. If that happened, the marshal's kerchief would be lowered to signal the victim's retirement from the contest, and in due course the stricken knight would be escorted from the tourney. As they familiarise their horses with the barrier known as the tilt, these riders are preparing for one form of the event we most recognise, the joust, with the tilt preventing the horses from colliding. For as soon as shields and helmets are in place, this will be a series of contests, each involving two mounted opponents armed with lances. The tilt gave its name to this form of jousting popular in Tudor England. The joust developed as practice for the heavily armoured cavalry of the early Middle Ages. Originally, it was fought with the same lance as used in battle, the main object to unhorse or disable the opponent. By the later Middle Ages, jousting was highly regulated and had many forms. In some jousts, sharp weapons were still used, known as jousts of war, but in most, blunt lances were used. These were known as jousts of peace, the main object being to score by shattering the lance well against your opponent. Inconclusive, and a second run begins. Closer, but still no advantage. The jousters passed left side to left side, with the lance couched or tucked under the right arm and passed across the horse's neck. The earliest instruction book on jousting, written in about 1434 by King Duarte of Portugal, discusses the psychological pitfalls of the joust.
For lack of confidence, some close their eyes when they're about to hit. Others realize that they closed them, but cannot stop doing so. And some swerve away, fearing the moment of contact. Be not afraid. Remember how few accidents come from jousting compared with hunting or battle. Set your eyes on your opponent and force your will to remain fixed until you see the tip of the lance meet its target.
Like the other forms of the tournament, foot combat was highly regulated. It had many forms. In some, points were taken away for foul blows, and points awarded for the number and quality of good hits, and for disarming an opponent. Foot combat usually involved two opponents fighting with swords, or as here, poleaxes, within an enclosure. The visor offered facial protection, but some combatants risked fighting without it, for visibility and fresh air.